isn't with the new meaning. I have a friend that said, you know, the problem with us is that we want to rush right out of the valley as soon as we get in there, and that's not really the purpose of it. The purpose is to learn something in the valley, and that's hard to say when you're in the middle of the valley. But as I was thinking about this project, I was thinking, but the valley, before it became the valley of the shadow of death, which is what everyone thinks of the valley as, the dry desert wasteland of loss and pain, the valley was beautiful. Green, lush. Water flowing through it. Watering, sort of the river that will come to us in the end times of and so I thought, the more I thought about it, I wrote this song with my friend Rob, and then I after we finished, I don't remember if it was song 4 or 5 or 6, started 5, this is 5, and I got to the end of it, and we weren't quite done, and then I wrote 6, and I went back and said, no, I have to rewrite all of 5, because it's just not saying, it's saying good things, but it's not saying the thing that I want to remember. I want to remember the idea of that you, God, have been with me from the beginning. I want to go back to the valley when it was the valley that was lush and green. And I wrote the first verse, and I felt, that's great, awesome. Then I got stuck on the second verse, and I couldn't remember, and I went to bed slightly frustrated. My wife went to bed earlier than I did, and since I was up so late, she said she just let me sleep in, and I woke up with this crazy dream, and the dream was that my wife walked into our bedroom with our son, who is now 7, as an infant, and she said something to me. She whispered something to me, and then she laid him down right next to me, and then she laid down next to me, and I woke up like it was crystal clear, like it was happening in that very moment. And I laid there very quietly, and I said, God, are you telling me something right now? And I tried to listen, and I listened. And I said, oh, I'm supposed to remember back even further. To when you knew me and called me by name before I was ever a thought. Do you remember the valley you walked through? Heaven and earth gathered to bring you home, to bring you home. The mountains reached down to rivers that fed you, both from my hand, to show you are not alone. You are not alone. Remember and proclaim. Remember and proclaim. Do you remember how I first loved you, called you by name, holding you in my arms, held you in my arms? And now even more, come hungry and mourning, return to me, come ready to rend your heart, to rend your heart. God, you are gracious, full of compassion, slow to show anger, abounding in love and truth. God, you are gracious, full of compassion. Help us remember as we follow you. God, you are gracious, full of compassion, slow to show anger, abounding in love and truth. God, you are gracious, full of compassion. Help us remember as we follow you. Remember and proclaim. Remember and proclaim. Remember and proclaim. Come to the table. Remember and proclaim. Remember and proclaim. Come to the table. Remember and proclaim. Remember and proclaim. Remember and proclaim.